Well, Pat, I can tell you that the owners of this property are feverishly trying to get a hold of the man who at least wrote down who he is, who parked his tanker here. They keep saying that they had no idea, as you're taking a look at the cleanup continuing here on Slauson, they had no idea that he parked his tanker. At least that's what they're telling authorities, and he still has not been found. Nobody knows where he is. Obviously, he is the key to this investigation, because the big question is, why would he park his truck, tanker, in this spot? Cell phone video just after the parked gas tanker exploded on Slauson Avenue, not far from the 110 freeway. And according to 3 different sources, that tanker should have never been parked in that yard. According to one source, not even for a minute. So where's the driver?
He's in the wind.
He's in the wind.
Yeah.
No idea where he is.
Have no idea where he is. We know who he is, we just don't know where he is.
The man in the middle said he represents the owners of the property. He wouldn't say who they are, but we have been told that they are 4 brothers, all in their 70s, who are cooperating fully with investigators, and who said over and over again they had no idea that their property had been used to park a tanker truck. The 2 women who live next door to the storage yard, who were injured in the blast yesterday morning, briefly returned home today but did not want to say anything on camera. They weren't aware that there was a tanker over there. The storage yard is surrounded by numerous apartment units, and many of the people we talked to said they had no idea that a tanker was parked there. They did say the place used to be a salvage yard under different owners that went out of business about 6 months ago. And then all of them said they complained of a strong odor of gas all day Saturday. And on Sunday morning, when the gas smell still wouldn't go away, that's why the fire department was called out. And shortly after arriving on scene, that's when the tanker blew up.
As soon as we opened the door, it was another wave of just hot fire.
Well, we're really scared.
The fire department confirms the tanker, with about 9,000 gallons of gas, was leaking. But for how long? That's under investigation. And considering what exploded, it's hard to believe that there were only 2 minor injuries, no one was killed, or that the entire block didn't blow up. According to sources, the 4 brothers said that they allowed trucks to park on their lot, but they were under the impression that those trucks would be loaded only with scrap or with recyclable products, not gasoline. I've also been told that the brothers have told authorities they will pay for all the damages, which I am told will exceed $300,000, maybe even closer to $400,000. And again, as I look behind, there are a number of people still cleaning this up. They're going to bring in lights. They're going to work, if it takes all night long, to get this cleaned up. But obviously the key to this case is finding that driver. Was he independent? Did he own the tanker? Did he work for someone else? And who gave him permission, or why did he think he could park it here? Reporting live from South LA, I'm Dave.